What's up, positive bitches? How are we doing today? If you are hearing this episode, you are meant to be here, so keep listening. On that Bitches Positive podcast, sometimes we will laugh, other times, baby girl, we're gonna cry. But we will always walk away feeling our most empowered, positive bitch self. That is babe in true connection with herself. On this podcast, we unbecome who we are not so we can fully step into exactly who we came here to be. Today, we're going to talk about how to magnetize our energy, attract anyone and everyone we want, and we're going to talk about something called big aura energy. If you feel like when you go out, you're insecure, you're uncomfortable, you can say goodbye to that life today, because after this podcast, when you walk into a room, you will walk in like God himself sent you as a blessing, okay? Now, you may have noticed if you listen to that Bitches Positive podcast often, my voice is a little hoarse. I recently had a bachelorette trip I had to go on, and I was screaming, singing every single song, and of course, here is the result of that. So bear with me for this episode. I am so excited to talk about this topic today. It's going to be more of a fun rant, almost like we're on FaceTime together, because every time I go out, I love using it as evidence of my own magnetic energy and then taking anything and everything I've learned and saw in other people and bringing it to you to talk about. Without further ado, let's get into today's episode, but not before I give you some of our announcements. If you're not yet following me on Instagram at VibinWithCC, be sure to follow me there for daily tips and tricks on how to activate your magnetic energy and stay in your magnetic energy. Activating our magnetic energy is one thing, but staying in it is a completely other story. We need repetition. We need consistency. And that is what this Instagram account will give you. You can also follow at That Bitches Positive, the account for this podcast, of course. I will tell you that the Pedestal Path course teaches you how to put yourself back on the pedestal. So if you are tired of energetically chasing, tired of getting ghosted, tired of feeling unfulfilled in relationships, and always a side chick, not only will this episode help you, but the Pedestal Path will be an amazing cherry on top of the cake for you to get to understand how to put yourself on the pedestal so you no longer have to exist in a reality where you don't feel like you are the main character. You can also get the Calling Your Power Back workbook, the Divine Feminine Healing workbook, the Miracle Magnetism workbook. That one is specifically for manifesting. And of course, the 21-day Breakup Globe Challenge. And all of these links will be in the show notes below. I usually say this at the end, but if you are enjoying this podcast, please give it a positive review on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, and like and follow if you're watching, not just listening, on YouTube. Okay, let's get into this episode. What's so interesting to me is that so many cultures around the world understand that when you go to a temple and you want to say a prayer or you're going to a religious site, you bring in offering. Think about if you've ever gone to church and lit a candle, you have to put money into this little bucket to light that candle. You have to give an offering to put in this prayer and light this candle. Anytime you go to a friend's house for a New Year's Eve party, a birthday party, what do? You bring an offering because they are hosting you. When we go to a temple, someone else's home, and we're being invited and we want them to let us in, we want to be courteous of them and respectful, we bring in offering. Your body is your temple. You are a living, breathing temple. What are the people in your life, at the bar, at the club, in the library, offering you? What are they approaching you with? It is an insult in many cultures to go to a shrine or a statue or a temple and not to bring an offering to that religious, that spiritual place. Why are we accepting people into our life who are bringing us nothing? They're offering us nothing. In fact, we're chasing them. We're trying to offer them everything, and they are leaving us high and dry. This is an ancient, energetic understanding. You don't approach something of high regard without giving in offering. Some offerings are flowers or pictures or jewelry, money. Well, okay, if you're the temple, what are these people offering you? It's a spiritual law that the divine feminine is the receiver and the divine masculine is the giver. What are the divine masculine energies giving to you in your life? Are they giving you honesty and communication and love and adoration? Or are they giving you anxiety because they lack communication, they lack consistency? What are you being offered? Are they offering you anything? Anything. It is a spiritual law that the masculine gives to the feminine, and the feminine is the receiver. Is he offering his attention? Is he offering his time, his presence? Or is he not giving you anything, and so you are somehow now chasing him? Start thinking this way. You want to tap into your magnetic energy. You want to activate this magnetic energy. You can't activate magnetic energy if you're obsessing about everyone and everything in that bar. No. When you walk into a bar and you're thinking, oh, that person is better than me, they're prettier than me, oh, that person's not going to like me, they're not going to buy me a drink, you're sending out all of your energy. If you are depleting yourself, you're empowering others, and you repel people in the opposite direction. If you want to magnetize people towards you, you have to be holding on to your power. Whoever has your power will be the one empowered. If someone approaches you at a bar, I don't care if they offer you a shot, a drink, good conversation, they need to be offering you something for you to accept their presence or their energy into your life. Stop entertaining, accepting, allowing people who are not bringing any offerings to your temple. You have this sacred presence, a sacred energy. You are the goddess. You are the goddess. You have value, infinite worth, and power. You are a bridge between the energetic realms and this physical realm. Why are you accepting people who are offering you literally nothing? Nothing. I don't care if they offer you a drink, a shot, money, time, attention, love, affection. It doesn't matter. They need to be offering you something. Something. Now, some of us will get a compliment, or someone will try to buy us a drink or start up a conversation with us, but we'll get in our own head and we'll say, no, I can't accept that. They'll give us a compliment and we'll say, no, me? Pretty? No. Stop it. Stop it. When you reject that positive energy, not only do you shift into your masculine energy, but you can also be shutting down positive energy that wants to be a part of your life. Let them give you an offering. Let them spoil you. Anything that is not an offering of positivity, anything less than that is literally offensive. Let him buy you the dinner, the drink, the flowers, the ring, whatever it may be. Let him do it. That is the natural state of a masculine energy, is to give. The natural state of the feminine energy is to receive. Anything else is offensive. It's an insult. When you walk into a bar and you understand anything less than someone offering me something is offensive, you shift into your magnetic energy, because now you're not worried of, oh, who do I have to be for someone to like me? Oh, what do I have to do? Oh, this person's prettier, this person's better. Oh, they're not buying me a drink. I'm worthless. No, you're walking into this place knowing that you already are the temple. You know how they say, oh, what do you bring to the table? No, I'm not bringing anything to the table. I'm not a table, I'm a temple. In fact, the question is, what are you offering to me? Period. End of story. I am so over what do you offer to the table? Baby, I'm not just a table. I'm the entire temple. I'm the entire temple. What are you bringing to my altar? I would love to know. Because when that person gives you an offering, they will see how you fill them up. But it does not happen unless they are bringing that respect to you first. If someone doesn't give you that offering, we're not going to go into the fight or flight. What's wrong with me? I'm not good enough. We're going to say, ew, what a turn off. Again, this is a mindset shift. Let's think about the capable cat principle. If I had a cat and I needed this cat to bark in order for me to feel worthy, you would say, Cece, cats don't bark. In fact, why do you need that cat to bark, something external, for you to feel worthy? That doesn't make any sense. Exactly. It don't make any sense. It don't make any sense. There are people out there who are incapable of giving you what you want, what you deserve, and what you need. It's not a reflection on you. It's not personal. Take it vibrational. It's not personal. It's a reflection on their own capability. If I wanted my dog to look like a giraffe, that is my own problem. That's a me problem. My dog doesn't have the capacity to look like a giraffe. Cats don't have the capacity to bark. So if someone doesn't give you an offering, that's not for you to wig yourself out and say, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? No. Capable cat principle. If they are capable of it, they will do it. If not, don't take it personal, take it vibrational. Don't spiral of asking yourself, what's wrong with me? Why don't they love me? Flip the script and ask yourself, why do I want someone who is incapable? Why do I want someone who's inconsistent? The wrong questions will never give you the right answers. If you keep making them the subject of your sentence and you keep saying, why won't they like me? And you make yourself the object, why don't they see my worth? Again, making them the subject and you the object. You need to flip the script and make yourself the subject of the sentence again. And you need to ask yourself, why do I want someone who brings me nothing? Why do I want someone who actually takes away? Imagine someone going up to a church and taking things off the altar. You would say, wait a damn minute, that doesn't look right. Imagine someone going up to a sacred site and taking away the flowers, taking away the candles, taking away the money, taking away the beauty. Something, I pray to God, would go off in your head. A light bulb would say, wait a damn minute, that don't look right. Why is that man taking away from that beautiful altar? That is what is happening when someone comes up to you, offers you nothing, and then takes from you on the way out. That would look wrong if you saw it happening. I need you to wake up and see it happening in your own damn life if it is. I promise you, this is something I can promise because I've experienced. The more you let someone take away from your altar, the more you let someone deplete your temple, eventually you don't even get mad at them. You hate yourself. You hate what you allowed them to do. That's right, because at the end of the day, there was no gun to our head. We allowed it to happen. We allowed them to disrespect us. We allowed them to cheat on us. We allowed them to take from our altar, and then they leave our life. And what are we left with? A disheveled, empty altar, our energy depleted, and we have hatred for ourselves because we think, how could I have done that to myself? How could I have let that happen to myself? We're not going to go down that road. We're not going to let ourselves be left with nothing but self-hatred. Because we're not going to let people in unless they're offering us something, a positivity, something of respect, something that is worth our time and attention. Now, if you are at that place where you're saying, Cece, I let someone take from my altar. They didn't offer me anything but inconsistency and heartbreak. You know what the good news is? This is your temple. You can lock those damn doors. You can have a sign on your door saying this person is not allowed back in. You can rebuild your temple. Whatever you allow, you amplify. If you don't want to allow that person in your temple, you don't allow them. And they diminish, their energy diminishes, and your garden will be built back up. We are only allowing people who bring us positivity. We're only allowing those who can understand our true value and give us that offering. When we walk into a room, it's no longer, I hope people see my worth. When we walk into a room, we say, well, if they are not offering me something of positivity, I'm not even going to open my damn temple doors. I've been that person who let other people destroy my altar. I felt depleted. I felt disgusting. I hated myself. I hated my life. I didn't feel like I had any power, and it's because I willingly gave my power away instead of tending to my own altar. If people aren't giving you an offer, what can you offer to yourself? Make your altar beautiful. Make it homey. Make it feel good. What can you offer to yourself? You know what? I'm going to offer myself a great workout, a beautiful cup of tea, a nice book. I'm going to get myself this gift. When you give yourself a beautiful offering and you build this altar, other people are going to see that temple. They're going to see the work you've done on yourself, and the right person in the right vibration is going to be attracted to it like a bee to honey, baby, a bee to honey. If they're not offering what you need, how can you offer it to yourself? You're never stuck. You can rebuild. You can rebrand. You can start over, start again. It doesn't matter. You are energy. You're never stagnant. Don't let yourself be that way. Don't let yourself think that way, because it's not true. It's a lie. Let's talk about our auric field when we go into a bar. First of all, what is our aura? Our aura is just our energy that extends out from our body about 8-ish feet in all directions. Imagine you just have a bubble of energy around you, and that's essentially what your aura is. When we go into a bar and we think positive thoughts about ourselves, I like my hair, I like my makeup, I feel good, our aura actually expands, our heart expands. And the more expansive our aura, the more attractive we become. The bigger our light, our aura is, the more we shine. So when we think positive thoughts, when we know that we are our own temple, living and breathing, when we understand that we have a divine presence that no one else has, just like no one else has our DNA, no one else has our energy, no one else has what we have to offer as well. When we understand this, our aura expands and we become more attractive. I recently made a video talking about how your hair and your makeup and your clothing, yes, it affects how other people perceive you, but not as much as it affects how you perceive yourself and how your energy will respond to how you're perceiving yourself. That's why, please, dress how you want to dress in a way that feels comfortable. Wear what makes you feel good. Do your makeup in a way that feels good. Your hair in a way that makes you feel good. Spend time giving to yourself. Offer yourself that time, that energy, so you feel good. So when you go into a bar or a restaurant or wherever you're going, your aura is nice and expansive and people will pick up on it. I know I say this all the time, but I don't care if you're drinking water or taking a shot of vodka. You need to be saying positive affirmations over everything you consume. When you take a shot, instead of cheering to whatever, cheers to how beautiful all of you and your friends are. Cheers to how all of you are going to have a magnetic night. Cheers and say a positive affirmation. Each one of you down the line. I'm not kidding. I do this every single time I go out, either in my own head or out loud with all of my friends. You need to prime yourself for the type of night you want to experience. Put on positive music, dance around, get out of your head and into your body, and this is going to prime you for a big aura. The more you fill yourself up with energy, the more your aura expands. It just makes sense. The more you give yourself positive energy, the more you light up. It just makes sense. The more you tend to yourself, the more you allow your energy to grow. It just makes sense. So check in with yourself. What are you saying to yourself before you go out? What words are you saying? How can you build yourself up? How can you change what you're doing so getting ready is a joyous experience? What can you do to show up and do your part? Because that is what tends to this big aura energy. And that's just this thing. Your energy speaks before you ever get to speak. As soon as you walk into a room, whether you realize it or not, your energy is speaking for you. That's how we can tell, ooh, that person is creepy, or oh, that person is so amazing, I really want to talk to them. You know that sometimes you get a bad vibe from someone, but you have no evidence as to why. It's because you're picking up on their auric field. And when we're interacting with people or we're in a group and talking, we are exchanging energetic files, and we can pick up on who they are and they can pick up on who we are without any evidence in this 3D reality. So if you're thinking no one finds me attractive, no one comes up to me, we can't control how they're acting, what they're doing, but you can control what your aura is doing. You can control what thoughts you're having. You can control how you're speaking to yourself. You can control what you bring to the energetic place, the energetic realm. That's all under your control. So what are you doing with this control? Are you throwing this control out? Are you actually cursing yourself rather than blessing yourself? And is it causing your aura to contract? What are you doing with your mental library, with your words? How are you treating yourself? Because that's going to speak. The thoughts you think in private, they're shown in public. If you wouldn't wear an ugly necklace because everyone's going to see it's ugly, don't think ugly thoughts because everyone's going to pick up on that. It is not as exclusive as you think. People can tell. When people have ugly thoughts, people perceive them as, you know what, a little bit creepy, deepy, a little something, a little something's going on over there. We can pick up on it. We are energetic beings. As much as we are givers and broadcasters of energy, have you forgotten we are also receivers of energy? That's how we can be empathic towards others. It's how we can tell when someone's creepy. It's when we get that bad feeling, don't go down that alleyway. We are receivers of energy. What are you picking up on? Remember, you have the capacity to pick up on other people's energy. And remember that other people are picking up on your energy too. So what maybe do you need to upgrade before you can attract that upgrade in the physical reality? When you think about someone who walks into any sort of establishment and thinks, I am on my own pedestal. What are you bringing to my temple? What are you offering me? You'll have a very different air about you, a very different aura about you versus someone who thinks, I'm not good enough, I hope someone likes me, blah, 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 blah. That's a very different energy you're bringing into wherever you're going. What makes someone so magnetic is not only a big expansive aura, but this mindset of, I don't need you. I might want a relationship, I might want love, that'd be awesome, but I don't need you. And I'm not going to betray myself for you or anything else. I'm on my own pedestal. When we pedestal other people or situations or things, that person, situation, thing will look down at us. But when we're on our own pedestal, we walk around with this really royal air about us, where when we walk in, we're thinking, I don't need you. I would like to have you. It would be awesome. But I'm not going to betray myself. I'm not going to hurt myself. I will create an opening where you can then give an offering. But if you're not offering anything, I'm just not really that interested. To me, if there's no offering, that's fine, but that's boring. Not into it. Turn off. Not interesting. That's it. It's no big powwow. No, oh my God, I'm not worthy. It's not for me. No thanks. It's like when you taste something that you don't like, you don't personally get offended and say, oh, this fish is personally offending me. No, you say, not for me, not my taste. That's how you got to look at it. If you want to stay on your own pedestal, you can't be ripping yourself off your pedestal every time you and someone else doesn't gel. You're going to drive yourself crazy. It won't be fun. So when we're walking into a bar, into a restaurant, into the park, we're walking on our own pedestal. Our auric field is large and in charge. Our shoulders are back. We can smile at a stranger without making it a big deal. The bare minimum is not special. It's the bare minimum. We see it as it is, and we understand. We don't allow the bare minimum because whatever we allow, we amplify. Our temple doors, we can open them, we can make space, but if they're not offering anything, not into it. Not my vibe. Boring. Turn off. It's a different mindset. You'll feel different. How you perceive the world will be different. Instead of everyone being a threat, they're just going to be humans. And how you get results will also be different. Everything will shift. It's going to feel better. You're going to get better results. You're going to like life better. That's it. You're going to like life a lot better because you're going to be using your power in a way that's conducive to your desires rather than willy-nilly just throwing your power and energy everywhere and getting weird autopilot results. Who has the time for that anymore? Who has the time for that? It's about to be 2024. Let's not do that. Not because we're running out of time, but because why do it in the first place? Who cares about that anymore? Let's move on. Let's be conscious creators of our reality. I really do think we have a better understanding of the energetic laws in general society than we let on. If you think about most of the time, who's buying a drink for who? Is it a woman getting a guy a drink, or is it the guy offering the woman a drink? It's the guy offering the woman. Of course, there's always exceptions to the rule, but let's think about the general rule. What we see more times than not is the guy getting the girl a drink. Why? Because on a subconscious level, we know that the man is supposed to create the offering. We know that the woman is the one who can create the space to receive it. We know it. Why are we trying to always go against nature? It makes me go crazy. Do what you want. Be my guest. I don't care. But if you're noticing that you're not getting the results you want, you keep attracting feminine men, maybe ask yourself, maybe I should stop buying men drinks because they're always so feminine. They're always the one receiving and I'm over here like, maybe it's time to try something different. Who usually pays for dinner? It's the guy. We know more than we think we know. We know more than we think we know. Because many times it's the guy who is creating the offering for the woman. Don't reject the offering. Let it in. It is your natural state. It is your divine right. Why aren't you letting it in? You can try to be a quote unquote modern feminist woman, whatever that means to you. And I always say, I truly believe feminism began with a good intention. There were many great things that they did, voting, for example, and other laws. However, like any institution or organization or concept or ideology, things tend to change over time, and sometimes they get into the hands of the wrong people with an agenda. And of course, that is what happened with feminism as well. I don't want to pay for half the date. I don't want to be doing what a man does. I want to be treated like a divine feminine energy, aka I don't want to be equal to a man. I want to be treated better. Sue me, don't care. That is what I want, and that's exactly what I get, because that is what I require, and that is the only thing I allow. And at the end of the day, we teach people how to treat us. So if you don't want someone coming into your temple and drawing on your walls with marker, then do not allow it into your temple. What if we for 1 second went back to the natural laws of the universe? And this really doesn't have to do with gender, as it does have to do with just what energy are you leading with. Do you lead with your divine feminine? Do you lead with your divine masculine? And then what do you want in a partner? Because it has to be the opposite of you for there to be that spark. You need polarity in relationships. So if you're leading with your divine feminine energy, I don't care what you look like. I don't care how you see yourself. But if you're leading with your divine feminine energy, well, you have to understand that you're now going to be, for most of the time, the receiver. Now, here's the thing. When we allow people into our life who give us no offerings, they take away from our altar. When we tell ourselves we're not good enough, we're not worthy enough, no one's going to like us, we're not pretty enough, our aura contracts. Not only does our aura contract, but our physical body will start to close. You'll notice that your shoulders go in, your brows furrow, your eyes look down. We literally close ourselves off to the physical world. Our aura clams up and closes off to the physical world because we're telling ourselves that it is unsafe, that it's not okay out there for us, that there's other people who are safe and lovable, but we are not. I need you. When you are knowing that you are going out, whether it's on a nature trail or a restaurant or a bar, I don't care where you're going, wherever you may be traveling, you need to start telling yourself a different story. Whatever story we are telling ourselves, we are going to feel that story deeply. If I'm telling myself that everything works in my favor, that I am beautiful, that the right people come into my life at the right time, I'm going to feel great. That story, I want to read it again. My aura is going to expand. I'm going to be feeling like I am aligned in my magnetic energy. However, if I'm telling myself that everyone else looks better than me, I hate my outfit, I'm not good enough, my aura contracts, my body contracts, I align with people who will give me no offerings, and then I get not the best results. I'm not saying we have control over every single thing in our life, but we do have control over what our aura is doing. You might not have control over the first thought you have, the first negative thought, but you have control over the second and the third thought. You don't need to keep thinking negatively. You're allowed to think positively. You can choose to change your story. I want you to literally write out a new story for yourself. Who are you when you go out? What is your temple allowing? What do you allow into your life? Because what we allow, we amplify. Who are you now? You get to wake up any day of the week and decide who you want to be, like magic. Just a decision. If you don't want to live in a reality in which you feel unmagnetic, you feel you have low auric energy, then unsubscribe from that story. Let that program die out. Most of us think we know who we are. Keyword is think. We don't know much because most of us are just really living on autopilot programs that we have learned growing up. Whoever we had to be in order to get love and affection, we're still that person. But guess what? It's a learned program. If you want to change who you are, you're allowed to change who you are, just like you change the channel on the TV. You can unsubscribe from that old program and subscribe to a program that you want to exist within, that you want to see in your reality. The beautiful part of the quantum field is that every single reality exists simultaneously. The realities in which you are not magnetic and the realities in which you are magnetic. Choose wisely. Feed that timeline wisely. Tell the story that you want to live within, not the story that you know. Because it doesn't matter what your 3D reality is giving you right now. What matters is what you tell yourself. Because that is what is going to come to fruition in your life. You don't have to believe me. You don't have to trust me. All you have to do is try this out. Experiment with this mindset. Experiment with walking into a place and understanding, I don't have to beg in someone else's temple for them to love me. I don't have to go to everyone, give out offering. No, I actually have to have my eyes wide open and say, who's offering what to me? Do I even like that? Is that what I want? What if we started asking ourselves if we're actually enjoying the people we're with, if we're enjoying what they're offering? We got to get back into our own bodies, our own temples. We need to connect back to our emotions, our feelings. I want you to reflect on connections you've had in your past. Think of someone who gave you that offering, who continuously gave you offerings, who respected you, who gave you time, attention, affection, love, consistently. How did that feel? Did it feel safe, comforting, loving? Were you able to open up? Did it feel good? Now think of a connection where they weren't giving anything. They were depleting you because you never knew how they actually felt. They were inconsistent. They were all over the place. They made you feel like you were a side chick. How did that feel? Did you feel unsafe, concerned, confused? You know more than you're letting on. You know that when someone gives you an offering, you feel good because your inner being is communicating to you, this is what you actually deserve. There's a reason that being mistreated feels terrible. It's because your higher self, your inner being is saying, what are you doing? Why are you allowing this person to come into your temple and ruin it? You're letting this person come into your temple and set it on fire. What are you doing? Your inner being is communicating to you through negative emotions. It's making you feel anxious. It's making you feel concerned, sick, depleted, empty, because it's trying to tell you that this person is ruining your temple. What are you doing? You have the power to stop allowing these people into your life. You have the power to do so. You have the power. Have you forgotten that no one can take your power? You can only give it away. Why are you giving it away for free without any sort of offering? What are you doing? When you are being given an offering and there's an equal energetic exchange, you will feel good. You will feel grounded. You will feel at peace. Stop looking for this trauma-based chemistry. Do you know what chemistry truly is? Oh, let's talk about it. When we meet someone, there is a difference between chemistry and a true soul connection. Chemistry feels like, oh my God, I am obsessed with this person. Oh my God, I have to marry them. I can't stop thinking about them. Did they text me? We spiral. We're obsessive. We are absolutely in love with them. But here's the weird thing. We don't even know them. We don't know their middle name. We don't know what they like to do. We really don't know anything. We're just obsessed and blinded by lust. Chemistry is adrenaline and cortisol. Yeah. It's a chemical cocktail when you pick up on a energetic dynamic that reminds you of the caregiver you crave love from the most when you were a child. Because that dynamic that you're picking up in your adult intimate relationships, you are realizing, your inner child is realizing you have the opportunity to try to redo the dynamic you had with the caregiver you crave love from the most, but this time maybe get it right. But this time maybe heal and prove to yourself that you are worthy of love. So that chemistry isn't because this person is the best for you, it's because they remind you of that caregiver that you craved love from. Versus a soul connection is when someone feels like peace. They feel like a home away from home because they actually allow you to feel grounded. You're not obsessed with them. You feel safe when they're there. And there is a difference. You want to feel safe. You want to know this person is offering you a safe space, not setting your temple on fire. What is more exciting? Someone bringing matches into your temple or someone bringing you peace? Probably the matches. But you know what? Exciting gets old when all you're ever doing is in fight and flight. Exciting gets unexciting when you lose yourself and you begin to hate yourself. The pain of excitement starts to outweigh the pleasure when there's never any peace. I'm telling you, you have way more power than you're using. Stop picking the people who are just reminding you of the trauma you had as a child. Stop looking for chemistry and look for true soul connection, safety, offering. I'm telling you what to start planting in your mind so you start perceiving it in your reality. The more you plant what you wish to see, the more you're going to see it in your reality. The more you become that which you intend to attract, the easier it will be to attract that person who can exist peacefully within your temple. Remember, you wouldn't go to a friend's house empty-handed. You don't go to a sacred site empty-handed. You bring an offering. You are a sacred site. You are the goddess. You are a living, breathing temple. What are the people in your life offering you? Write it down if you have to. This person's offering me nothing. They're depleting me. They're giving me anxiety. Whereas Joshua offers me peace and love and comfort. What are they offering you? It's important you actually see them for what they are, and what they offer is indicative of who they are. I don't want you to think when I say the word offering, this is about who can buy me what, because it's not about that. My mom used to tell me this story, and I'm pretty sure maybe it's from the Bible or something along those lines. I'm going to paraphrase this story to just get the point across. There are two men. Man A donated $1. Man B donated $100. Now, when you hear that, you might think, oh, man B is the better man. He donated more. He gave the bigger offering. But we have to look at the whole entire story. Remember the capable cat principle. We have to see what people are capable of doing. The man who gave $1, he only had $1. But the man who donated $100, he was a multimillionaire. Now, who is the better man? I don't want you to just look at, what is this person giving me? You have to see the person, the whole picture, the whole story, to get a true understanding of who they are. What they offer is important, but it's not the only thing. What they offer gets them into the door. Then it's up to you to see them as the whole person. Oh, this person offers $1, but that's all they had. They gave me everything. That is more meaningful than someone who can buy you everything you want, but they have everything under the sun anyway. It's important to look at what are they offering, yes, but don't forget about what do they have to offer as well. Because that truly says a lot about their character. The guy who's multi-millionaire, he can buy you what you want, but what is that really offering you? That's an important thing to look at. Please understand what you value, what you want in a relationship. It's important to understand. This really isn't about what they have financially. It's about, are they offering me something that should allow them to come into my temple? And who are they as a person? How does their offer reflect who they are? It's an important understanding to have when you're thinking of going into a relationship with someone. There are people who have all the money in the world, but they're cheap with what they offer. They don't offer that love or time, attention. They'll make you split half the bill. That's not what we want. That's not what we will allow as divine feminine energies. No. You stepping into your divine feminine energy is a gift to you just as much as it is a gift to your partner. You being in your divine feminine energy polarizes a relationship so they have room to step up into their masculine energy. When you're in your masculine, they may polarize into their feminine, and that serves nobody. So you can be the energetic lead here, step into that feminine, allow them to spoil you, allow them to give to you, whether it's compliments or time or energy, whatever it may be, allow them to give that positive energy to you. Say to yourself every single day, I am my own walking, breathing temple. I do not accept anyone into my life without the corresponding and appropriate offering. I understand my worth and my value as no one else has my exact DNA. No one has my exact energy. No one else has what I can offer in a relationship as well. I don't bring to the table, baby, I am the whole entire temple. Remember, you can always close your doors because whatever you allow, you amplify, and we're not just allowing in anything. The capable cat principle, if they are not capable, do not take it personal, take it vibrational, understand who they are. And you will be well off with that big aura energy, attracting anyone and anything that you desire. If you enjoyed this podcast, please leave a positive review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. It does mean the world to me. I love reading them, and it makes me very happy that you're enjoying them. I like to see the feedback as well. If not for me, do it for you, because good karma. It also helps this podcast grow, which I really appreciate. Thank you in advance if you plan on doing that. The sparkle in me, as always, honors the sparkle in you. And have a beautiful holiday, and I will see you in the next one. Mwah.